Hey everybody, it's April with the second part of the exercise video, and this one is really important because interval training and the order in which you do workouts is going to make your workout way more efficient than it is right now. So hopefully you understood from the first video that your abs are found in the fridge and not in the gym, and it's true. 70% of how you're going to get results are from the food, and the other, maybe 20 to 30% or so is going to be from the working out. So, I've trained people before, and there's a mom and she's got 10 or 15 more pounds to lose, and she's in the gym 5-6 days a week, and she's there for an hour to an hour and a half. And why is she not getting results? And so obviously we're going to tackle the food piece first, but she wants to change her shape, she wants to lose love handles, she wants to make her legs look different, and she's just not getting the results that she wants. So there's a reason for that, and the order in which you do exercise and the type of exercise you do is the key. So let's first talk about the order. If you're somebody who likes to wake up, or when you go to the gym after work, or you're taking a walk or whatever, you just like to kind of heat up your body. You like to sweat or do your cardio, especially if you're going to tackle both cardio and strength on the same day. If you're somebody who does cardio first, that's the first problem. You want to reverse the order, and I'm going to tell you why. So let's take an entire 1 hour workout, let's just say, okay? Now, if you did cardio first and strength, are you burning calories? Of course you are. Are you getting in, some activity that's fantastic for your body and for your heart? Of course you are. But from a fat loss standpoint, the order in which you actually burn fuel is the key to why this is really important. So number one, if you go in and you do cardio, then what's going to happen is your body is going to use sugar first. The very first thing your body always is going to do is burn off the sugars. So that means that you've got sugar floating around in your system from lunch, from breakfast, or whatever. And at that time, as you're burning off that fuel, that's great. Where is it going to go next? Well, next it's going to go to your liver, and it's going to try to get the stored sugar, it's called glycogen, and break it back down and release that into your system. It's not until the regular sugars are gone, the glycogen is broken down, and that's depleted to where your body actually wants to seek fat to use for energy. And so that's a problem, because let's say you're on a treadmill for 30 minutes, it could take you 29 minutes to burn off those sugars. And that's why in the last video I also said don't eat carbohydrates right before you go to work out, because it's going to break down to sugar, and that's what you're going to be burning in your workout, not the other, calories that you were trying to burn off and the fat that you were trying to burn off. Then let's say you go to do a strength training. So if you were a half hour on the treadmill, 29 minutes you're burning off your sugars and trying to deplete your glycogen, and 1 minute you're burning fat. So you would think your body is primed and ready to burn fat, except now you go to do strength training and you will never burn fat while you're strength training. It's not the primary fuel that's used in anaerobic activity. The fuel that's used when you do strength training are sugars. So consider the fact that now your body is looking for sugars to burn during a strength workout, and what is it doing? It's breaking down your muscle. So you're spinning your wheels in that hour. It's not efficient. The better way to do it is to do strength first. Now, if your muscles are cold, or it's first thing in the morning, or you haven't moved all day, you do need to warm up, but 5 minutes is enough to get blood moving to your muscles so that now you can go ahead and start your strength training activity first. And what are you going to burn? Sugar. So you're going to burn those same sugars off in that first half hour doing the strength training, because that's the primary fuel that it's going to use. And once you've depleted your sugars and you've depleted your glycogen, and now you hop on the treadmill in that same half hour later, what is left to burn? Fat. And so that's why, even if, listen, if you're not doing anything, a 10-minute workout like I gave you in the last video is going to be fantastic. Just do something. If all you can get in is a lunchtime walk, awesome. But if you're going to try to start to get efficient and you're going to start to combine both strength and cardio, you don't have to work out for hours and hours. It could be 20 minutes of one and 20 minutes of the other. Just make sure that you're doing the strength training first, the cardio second, and then stretch for flexibility. That's the order. And that way, at least you'll be super efficient on the times that you do work out and do both in the same day, to where you know that you're actually going to tap that fat, which in the reverse order, you just never are. So I hope that helps with that. Now let's talk really quick about interval training. So if you take somebody who is maybe, hopping on a treadmill or an elliptical, and let's say it was 40 minutes, hopefully you can see that, okay? And in those 40 minutes, the average person might burn 200, 250 calories walking at a moderate pace, okay? And what they say is that if you're working at that normal moderate pace, you'll probably see it even on the scale on like a treadmill or something, the lower your heart rate, that the more fat you'll burn. Well, that may technically be true in a lab, but let's just take a look at this. So 40 minutes of a workout, you're burning about 200 plus calories. 75% of it might be from fat in the perfect scenario, which means that 150 of those calories did come from fat. Okay, that's pretty good. But as I just told you, the order in which you do things will matter whether you're actually going to see the fat start to be the fuel of choice. But consider interval training. What interval training is when you're actually working at different levels of intensity over the course of time. I will post my favorite one. I don't care if you're walking outside, you're on a treadmill, you're a runner, elliptical, biking, whatever. You can implement this 20-minute workout, and doesn't 20 minutes already sound better than 40, okay? And you're gonna burn more, as I'm gonna show you in a second. So let's cut the time in half. It's the same treadmill, and instead of walking at a moderate pace at the fat burning mode or on one of those fat burning types of settings, instead you decide to do my 20-minute interval training. What's going to happen, okay, interval training, is that you're going to burn more calories because you're going to be working at a higher rate, 400 calories. Now, that's true. You may only burn about 50% of those from fat, but let's just look at the overall results. How does that compare? 20 minutes interval training, you're going to burn more calories, 400 instead of 200. Only 50% versus 75 are going to come from fat, but that means that you've just burned 200 fat calories versus the other scenario where it was less overall calories and less fat calories, and you did it in twice the time, half the time if you did the interval training. So that's why that's such a more efficient way to go. Now, don't do interval training more than 2 to 3 times a week. You don't have to do super high intensities. And if you have GI issues, autoimmune issues, or whatever, you never want to tax your body too much because it can't focus on more than one thing at the same time. So if your body's trying to heal, detox, whatever, take it easy. That's why during detox week, we don't ramp up the exercise. But now is the time where you are clearly in fat burning mode. You've depleted your glycogen stores through detox way more efficiently. Your body is ready for exercise and ready to really ramp it up so you get synergistic results with the supplements, the food, and the activity that you're doing. So I hope this encourages everybody to exercise. I'll post all those different resources that I talked about on both of the videos, and just keep posting questions and what you guys are doing for exercise. Good luck.